Paul Brown Petty was a good old man. You felt a little better when he shook your hand. Let me tell you a little about him and you'll understand why Paul Brown Petty was a good old man. He grew up in the Depression and he fought in the war. He never talked too much about the other shore. He was real good looking in his uniform, Officer Petty in 44. You might say, hey, what's so great? Sounds like a simple man. He wasn't rich or famous, but to me, he sure was grand. He married a girl from down the street and built her a house down by the creek. One girl, 2 boys, 5 mouths to feed. Paul Brown Petty built a family. He opened a shop down on the square. He'd sit she on up in his barber chair, get a summertime buzz over a real close shave. He'd get you all cleaned up, send you on your way. And you might say, hey, what's so great? Sounds like a simple man. He wasn't rich or famous, but to me, he sure was grand. He was a Cumberland Presbyterian. He went up to meet his maker in 91. Sometimes when I talk about him, I get sad. You see, Paul Brown Petty was my granddad. His courage runs down in my blood. His kindness in my eyes. If you can see a man in me, he's the reason why. Paul Brown Petty was a good old man. You felt a little better when he shook your hand. And if you could have known him, you'd understand why Paul Brown Petty was a good old man. Thank you. Paul Brown Petty was my granddad, and I love singing that song. And sometimes I get emotional and I cry. Because he was, especially if I see a dude crying in the audience, I lose it. Ladies, y'all cry all the time, so I'm just kidding. Anyway, I loved my granddad, and so I was telling you earlier that my mom and dad divorced when I was younger, and that's been a rough path for me. And I was telling you that, you know, I wondered if marriage is something that was for me, because I just didn't want to fail at something. And I know that's kind of hard to say, but a lot of times when you go through divorce, you feel like you failed. And I think what you failed at, honestly, is not at love. It's just that you stop choosing each other. That's what happens, you know? We stop choosing. God gave us this gift of choosing. And I fully expect there to be really hard times. In fact, my honeymoon might be a hard time. It might be. We've even talked about this, you know, for so long. I'm about to turn 36. That's a long time to wait to get married. But I've looked forward to my honeymoon forever. And in fact, the last time I was in Hawaii, I was like, okay, by the way, Hawaii is a really depressing place to be on your own. It is so romantic there. And I promised myself I would never go back without a wife. And so I'm really excited about that. But the thing about Paul Brown Petty and my grandmother, they had an amazing marriage. And so my wedding ring is going to be their wedding rings together. Isn't that cool? Really excited about that. My mom was really honored by that. They both passed, and so I think it's an amazing legacy to be able to wear their wedding rings, and what a huge honor it is for me. I'm singing this song.